Need to hear one of our shows again? We've got them on podcast. Go to fmmoneytalkradio.com. Scroll down to Podcast on Demand. Pick your show, and it's on. Podcast on fmmoneytalkradio.com.
Good morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast. As Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
So I grabbed myself and called 888-994-4995 to share a tip of the day,
Or just to say good morning.
so get ready for the time of your life.
Shake off your sleepies, buckle up, because it's showtime. Squirrels and the birds and the mice, because people like my friends, they just don't clean for me. That's where Cinderella and I kind of have a little difference of opinion. You know, she can call her friends and they clean. Me, not so much. Anyway, happy Wednesday to you. I feel like I'm
Cinderella
in a hole
wasn't
again.
anybody who cleaned.
Her birds did.
Cinderella?
Yeah. She called her friends and the birds would clean.
Birds, animals.
The birds,
Look
the
at that.
squirrels. Nice.
Look at that.
Looking good. The ding-a-ling to the new one.
Have like that headset?
I guess it's for people that have got big heads like Slick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Teddy, is that the way those headsets are supposed to look?
Let me
With
not
the
use
big
my
elbow?
muscles for it. Yeah, I think
guess
so.
so.
Because the other ones
He told me that these were slick proof. I don't know what
You
that
sure?
means.
I
And that's
don't
what he
know.
was saying, because your head is getting
It's
bigger
a
by the
new
moment.
It's a new and improved slick.
Look, you're on camera. Put up a camera so we can see
We got
Slick.
another camera in
Oh,
here now.
really? Oh.
Uh-huh.
It's
Put
a
up the
new and
doja.
improved
New.
slick, guys.
And look at that. Now you have your breakfast. Everybody sees what you eat.
Sponsored by McDonald's.
This segment was brought to you by McDonald's.
Why don't you
Big
move that
facts.
mic over? You know, be a
Oh.
professional.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was going to have a camera on
Yeah,
me.
we didn't either.
I like to be the voice of
Dawn
like...
popped that
just
off
the
and she took
voice.
the beast off. You know, she just moves wires around.
We're going to relabel them because everything's labeled camera 1, 2, 3, 4, but we don't know what 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I know 3 is
are.
the beast. I saw you put 3 on the bottom, so that's the beast.
Three's the
So it
beast.
should be.
I don't know, 1
the
or
beast.
2.
I think this is 1 and 2.
Yes, this is 1, this is 2, that's 3 and 4.
So we're going to relabel them Studio A.
There's
Studio
5
B.
cameras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One of them is labeled white camera. That's the one that.
Yeah, the white camera's one we had to. That doesn't exist anymore. We had a little accident.
Accidente.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Chatterbox. Happy belated birthday to you. Can't wait to
Yes.
see you this year as well.
I remember when I was 21.
Say good morning to Bubs. Good morning, Bubby. Haven't seen you in a while.
Bub,
Oh, Teddy
delicious.
said she texted you. Grab a mic and talk to your grandma. It's because she's talking to us instead. Chenzo's in the house on the board. It is a big political day happening in our
I know.
country, in the world. It already has begun.
Yep.
Why is it a big political day? It's a change of power. It happens every 4 years.
Every
No.
4 years, it's a big political day. It's a change of
That's
power.
not what the big political day is.
He's going
It's
to West
the
Palm.
nonsense.
Well, yeah, he decided not to change power like everyone else does and to already leave, which I'm kind of glad about,
You okay?
actually.
Did you see that his wife wanted to go to the inaugural because she says, I've never been to one except the one you were at. And he told her no.
Call me Melania. I'll teach you about him, Tom.
Melanie, I'll pick you up. I'll take you.
You just don't let him. Don't let him tell you
Yes, don't let him do that. to
You know, it's really
no.
funny
So he already
because
left, I guess. He's already on his way
he's
here.
on his way here in, I think, an hour.
I'm glad we're not up at iHeart right now. Is all I can tell you.
Why?
Because you
Oh,
know
it's
what's
a
going to be
mess.
shut down? It's going to be a
She went
massive
shopping and they shut it
shutdown.
down, remember? And we had to wait in the parking lot across the street. Couldn't do the show.
Going to be massive shutdown for everything up in
What?
Palm Beach today.
Now-
Well, I'm just glad we're not up there.
Now, there's some mandate that they said that he's not allowed to live there. He's only allowed to visit there because he's a dignitary. And that law has been around 30 years. Nobody's ever implemented, so he's going to have to go to court
All
now.
I know is he's there, heading there now. So right now, I'm glad we're not on I-95 heading north or anywhere in that vicinity.
Yep.
Or
It's-
the airport, right?
Now, I saw some of the pomp and circumstances of things that they're doing to celebrate. The Bidens went to the lawn with the Washington Monument, you know, the water, and they put up 40 lights or 400 lights.
400, I heard,
400
right?
lights.
To represent the 400,000 that passed. Oh, you just gave me the
I saw that, and they sang. That lady sang, "God Bless America" and some other
And
songs. and
Hallelujah. I heard that this morning
I
driving
heard it.
in. They said the water. I don't know who it was that sang. I didn't see it. Do
I
you know
saw
who sang
her.
last night?
I
Who was
don't
it?
know who she is. It's a gospel singer, a big black woman with voice like, oh my God.
So I heard her on the radio this morning driving in singing God Bless America. Spectacular.
It was really nice. And I hear he's going to go to church, and then he's going to go to the Unknown Soldier Cemetery where he's going to put a wreath, and then he's going to head over to the show.
To the show.
And I got to tell you, it is a show. You know, it's a show. It's pomp and circumstance. It is telling the world that democracy in America is strong. And that's one of the things that hurts me about everything that has happened. I didn't think that President Trump, business-wise, was a bad person. I don't know him that way. I remember growing up, I used to go to the Trump buildings. He was one of my landlords, and he used to pay me and my father money to work on his buildings.
Really?
And I remember being treated like a human being walking into that building, never had a problem. He was New York. You know, Trump was Mr. New York. It was Steinbrenner and then Trump. And
The exploitation of power.
and the bottom line is that, you know, there's a winner, there's a loser in every election. Even if you lose by one vote, it means you lost. You gotta tip your hats like a baseball game or basketball game. The Dolphins lost. They didn't get into playoffs. Just saying. Things like that happen. The Heat lost, but
You're
they made
right.
it to the
Yeah,
champ.
you're
But the
correct.
man got to serve as
Yeah.
president of the United States,
4 years.
which I would do for free. He did it for free. He gave up his salary. He did all of that. And he got to serve, man. And you got to tip your hat. at a career of a man who started with nothing. He borrowed his way all the way up through the ranks, and he maneuvered and did deals and yada. You can say anything you want about Donald
He
Trump.
worked the system, is what he did.
That's right. He's smarter than the average bear, and he got it done. And you got to tip your hat whether you like him or not. I just think that congratulations to President Biden, which is now he's going to be the official president at 12
We're
o'clock.
going to actually turn it on today. We're going to set up the TV and actually do politics today because
We have
today
to.
is the day to do it.
It's part of our DNA.
Say good inauguration day to Bubby. Wish your grandmother a good inauguration day.
Inauguration day, text me back, Bubs.
Now
Literally watching the show and not texting me back.
now
No, she's writing in instead.
the one thing that I'm
Bubs.
hoping happens today, with you three, starting with you three, and the rest when they get here, do you feel like an American today?
Are you proud to be an American
Well, let's
today?
start with the feel before we go to the proud.
Ah.
Do you feel like a proud American today? That's the question. I want you
She's
to be
laughing.
honest. Okay, you start.
No, it's more funny. Nothing.
Uh-oh.
Tell me.
No, it's more funny that you're like, we're not going to do the proud one. Do you feel like a proud American? I'm like, oh, wait. Changed my answer.
No, I said American first because I'm afraid to see what you're going to say about the proud American because some of us ain't too proud today. But do you feel
Like
proud to be an American today? Let's put that question out.
I mean, being that we're switching powers, yeah. But like,
No, I mean you, not switching powers.
Oh.
You as a person. Not switching. Don't put it over there, because that's a circus. I'm talking about you, the individual, Slick, the man, the myth, the legend. You have to think this hard. This is a yes or no.
Oh, dude, no.
Are you pregnant? No, and there you have it. Yes
well,
or no.
I can't get pregnant. I'm a
Exactly.
man. That's wrong. But yeah, I do. Being that we are switching powers,
Okay.
but yeah.
So you're proud to be an American today.
I mean,
Boy,
Yeah.
what did I give you? A
Because-
question's dilemma?
Because America has.
yeah, because like if my people from Haiti call me and are worried about me, but I'm like everything's fine over here, but they don't think it's fine over here because of like the news
Propaganda,
coverage.
yep.
Yeah. Because everything from America, we can call it BS, but like it gets pushed out to other countries.
But that's all external. Forget about
Correct.
the news. Forget about mom and dad. I'm
Yeah.
talking about you,
It's a
the
very
individual.
complicated question, apparently.
It isn't, right? Because there's a lot of rooted feelings. But you you got to start here before we could start there.
Okay, yeah. Because like we can actually put our heads together.
And you know something?
Yeah.
I'm proud to be an American today because I would not be able to do what I do anywhere else in the world. There are dictatorships that don't allow you to do what we do. And Fifth Amendment, Second Amendment, 16th Amendment, all those amendments, put them all together.
I feel like another Schoolhouse Rock episode is coming.
Real
But you have a right to do this. Think about your life. You lived over 50 years, and you
Yeah,
have a
look at
right
me.
to pick what you want.
Yes.
Right?
How about you, Teddy?
I feel a lot more proud to be American today than I have in a while because I feel like this election was the epitome of what America is even though there was a group of people who ended
Yes.
up really hurting America,
Correct.
it was the majority of Americans in the big mixing pot that we live in that a lot of people got together and still created peace. We're still hopefully getting peace out of this.
Facts.
And that to me makes me really proud.
I want to interview Melania. I'm going to put that on a paper towel and put it in our
down the
manifestation
street.
zone. I know. I think we should
Go.
interview Melania.
Hello, Melania.
I want to know what her skincare routine is. Yes.
Let me hear you. Open your mic. You got to open your mic.
I know it is.
Okay. Do you feel like a proud American today?
Yes, I am.
Did you feel that way yesterday?
I pretty much feel the same way like every day.
Okay.
I don't think Vinny even knows where he is.
Yeah, he knows.
Am I still
Sure he knows
dreaming
what's
or
going
is it
on.
still real?
Pinch
he
me
knows.
and I'll wake up.
Are you proud to be an American today?
100%.
Were you proud to be American yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Because what happens in Washington does not define who I am.
That's true.
And I wouldn't be able to do what we do, to empower as many people and to sit where I sit 5 years later. Doesn't matter who we are have in office, it's still what we get to do. But yeah, I think our negotiations of power may not always be where we want them, and certain things happen that we don't like, certain things happen that we can tolerate, but we're still able to do what we do in America, which is amazing because not all countries have, and not all women have the grace and the
That's another
and the
layer.
opportunities that we have here in America. So
That's
there's a
another
lot of
layer.
levels, like a slick. So levels as women. Today we have the first woman going into the White House as
yes.
vice president. Not only the first woman of color. The first woman of different ethnicity walking into the White House. What this does for girls of all ages, of all colors, of all religions. I mean, here she is, half African American, Indian, married to a Jewish man with Jewish stepchildren. I mean, one fell swoop. She crossed races, she crossed religion, and totally now paves the way for so many other people of religion, men or women or whatever you choose to be.
Yeah, you
to
see
now
who's
have power.
swearing her in?
Who's sweating her in or swearing
Swearing
her
her
in?
in.
No, who?
Sotomayor.
Oh, is she?
Oh.
Very nice.
Love Miss Sotomayor.
Is Sonia Sotomayor.
Yes.
They're swearing
Teddy?
her in.
No, I was just gonna say this is one step closer to that Barbie dream. That like when you're a kid, you have President Barbie. We're slowly getting there.
I mean, it's not just, a white woman. This is a woman who has crossed so many things and interracially married and all these things that they always, when you grow up, you were like, think about how many years, and not so many, back in segregation. And even families that don't want you to marry outside of your religion, whatever religion it is, or outside of your race, whatever that is. And here she is coming in now, stepping into power in the second highest office of our country.
No.
And all that is now
It's
like
interesting.
washed away because now it's all accepted.
You got the guy from San Francisco, the gay guy who ran for the Democratic, and I think he's going to be in the cabinet, from what I understand. Maybe I misread that. I got to look
People
it up.
liked him a lot.
That guy was good.
Who,
Pete
That-
Buttigieg?
Bodovich. Bodovich. That
Buttigieg?
guy.
Buttigieg? Yeah.
That guy was pretty freaking solid. I didn't even know he was gay, and that's really probably why he lost the majority of the vote, if you want to call it what it is. But I can see this guy running the country. This guy was smart.
So it's going to be interesting. Teddy,
You
I would
seen-
love for you guys to put something together because this is now your country, you guys. I mean, we said for all these years we all screwed it up, and now you sort of have this bridge. I feel there's this bridge now
Gotta
with
clean up our
Kamala
mess.
in office to bridge women, races, ethnicities, religions to come forward to empower now anyone, right? The Barbie dream that you girls, yes, you can do anything you want to do. Just set your mind and do it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter where you come from financially because she worked her way up with 2 immigrant parents. I mean, it's not like she had a silver spoon when she was born mixed race.
most definitely.
She worked her way up. So truly the Barbie dream is here for all girls.
I think it's really cool that it's right now, like this year, that she's being inaugurated as vice president, because in the past few years we've had, the Black Lives Matter movement, and we've had a lot of feminist movements, because there were a lot of anti-feminist movements,
Yes.
and anti-Semite movements,
Yeah.
and racist movements, and now all of a sudden, like you said, it's culminating into this person who would be the enemy of all of those terrible movements is now the vice president of the United States.
Yes.
Isn't it unbelievable?
But I'm going to
Yeah,
tell you, don't
it's
forget,
incredible.
Hillary Clinton ran for president in
She did.
2016.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, so let's not lose sight of the
Not at all.
fact that there was a female running candidate and she did not win.
Correct.
And the one that did win was a guy who's not even a politician beat her. So there's a lot of grass between there now and
Well,
the
Sarah
end zone.
Palin ran also for VP. And
Well,
didn't get in.
Sarah Palin is not Hillary, who is not
But,
Harris.
I mean, if we're just talking about women in general.
I'm talking about people.
Okay.
Because, just because you're labeled a woman doesn't say, oh, glorify the woman coming to the White House. I want to glorify the person inside the skin to get there. And I know it hasn't happened. But let's be very cognizant of the fact that you got to have a little something underneath the shirt to get there.
Absolutely.
Now, Biden has been a politician for over 47 years. I mean, he knows everybody there. He knows this is like the group again. And Biden is the oldest president in the history of mankind, right?
It's like the Rat Pack is back in office again.
So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm wishing Biden the best in the next 4 years. If he may not make 4 years, he's going to be 82 and he's gone.
And
He may not be there,
he may.
and he may
You
not.
can't go into today looking at that. You have to go into
Yes.
today
You
looking
got to
at
look
the
at
successes.
it. I'm sorry, I look at everything.
I know, but I kind of feel like we have to look at the successes of our country right now, and I
Correct.
only hope and pray that those who are not happy about Inauguration Day can actually put their swords down for today and let America be
But
America.
this is not having sour grapes. This is about picking the person that
but
would
there
take
are
his
people
place.
that don't act appropriately, like what happened 2 weeks ago in Congress.
Yeah,
I mean,
but those
these-
are just knuckleheads.
well, those knuckleheads are still around. Nothing's
Yeah.
happened to them. They're
Did
still
you
out
see
there.
They
they
still
got
need
a
to leave,
guy?
yeah.
They got a guy from New York who that he's going to get 10 years for threatening to kill politicians in the open. They got film of it.
So there was a guy from South Florida that was arrested too.
Oh, so it's over 100 people that have been arrested, but this particular guy wanted to hang people in front of the White House.
Yes,
It's
he
really
was.
crazy.
He was planning to. He was one of the people planning to take hostages, and
Wow.
a lot of these people don't realize that the Instagram and Facebook and TikTok live streams that they did, saying, "This is where I am. This is my name. We're here to kill people," is kind of evidence that can be
offense.
used against them in a court of law.
It's
yeah.
a federal offense.
Yeah, well, not only is it a federal offense, they
But
literally
you're
put a video out on the internet
you're
saying,
telling
"Hi,
on
my
yourself.
name is Mary Jane. I'm at the Capitol. I'm about to kill people." Like,
But there are people that didn't do it that day, but have been doing it for the last 3 years, 4 years, and they caught them on that. I mean, stupid is as stupid
You're
is.
dry snitching on
Well,
yourself.
what is your generation thinking about all of this? Our generation, Freddie, is so like, and my parents'
We
generation.
used to
is
lay
another
down in
level.
front in the streets and lay down like this, and we used to block traffic in the 60s.
Lay down?
Really.
They used to lay down in the streets and block traffic. That was the extent.
There was peaceful protests in the '60s. Now,
No, there was rioting too.
what is your generation feeling about all this?
I think unification. That's about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to find that, like, that area of agreement, disagreement, because we can all come into a room, but we're just trying to divide the rift that's in, like, I'll say politics and politics and the areas around us. We're just trying to come together.
I
Yeah.
see it as being someone with a lot of like younger cousins and nieces and nephews and everything.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people realizing that this person is toxic. I had my 12-year-old cousin literally last night tell me she can't be friends with someone because they're a very toxic person, and I was like, oh, you shouldn't really know that word, but okay. They're realizing that the pick-me boys and the pick-me girls, and they're seeing their true colors of.
Yeah.
You're either, like Slick said, you're trying to be unified and you're trying to help other people and you're trying to all come together, or you're trying to fight for a losing cause of racism or, being against homosexuality or whatever it is. People are starting to realize that you're not just a weird person, you are a toxic person, you're a bad person.
My niece
I think it's good.
My niece tries not to talk to people like that. Like, she
Yeah.
even tells me about people that's in her class that are like either supporters of some agenda that they barely know anything about, and she's like, I don't understand why they're like 10 years old. They're just like me, uncle. I don't know why they're acting like this.
These young kids, they're a lot more educated
Yeah.
than I think we were as kids. And my niece talks about things that I'm just learning about now with toxic masculinity and all that stuff. And
She's
it's
12.
She's 12 and 3/4.
Toxic masculinity.
forbid I forgot
What
that.
is that, Denny?
I could explain a lot of things, like how men should look, how should act, and everything.
Yeah.
What
It's
is
some-
toxic
That's
masculinity?
that's machismo
Yeah.
at a certain height.
That's like,
Yeah.
the guys who go to the gym and make fun of girls at the gym because they have to do lower weights. It's making fun of guys who aren't as super bulked up as they think they should be. It's saying that men can't cry, men can't have feelings. It's like, yeah, super machismo, like, and it hurts people because it makes people think that they can't have feelings, that they can't do certain things because that's
Right.
not manly enough.
Do you think that all of the new acceptances of he, she, they, everyone's equal, you've hurt my feelings, you need to accept feelings, and all of these things that we've come to address
Mm-hmm.
has watered down people standing strong on what they believe in
Sure.
without, because you don't want to offend somebody?
Absolutely. Political correctness.
I think,
Absolutely.
I think it's not a bad thing though, because if you're so standing strong on what you believe in, that usually means that you're not willing to listen to the other side and hear the facts. I think it's important that, yeah, if it's a moral or ethical issue, stand strong on it, but you need to be willing to listen to the other side's facts and possibly say, oh, I didn't know that, or oh, I didn't think about it this way, and maybe have your side.
But what
wavered
about
a bit.
accountability?
I think accountability is important.
Well,
especially
suppose you
for
have a rich
actions.
guy who doesn't want unemployment to be repaired because they don't need it. They don't live the pain of people that do need it.
Yeah.
What about accountability? The people's going to get mad at this person with money because they're going to say, well, you don't know what you're talking about because I'm poor and I need help. And yada. He's going to say, well, you should get a job. And it just starts. You know, the differences that we have in skin color, female, race, age, even age. I mean, I seen some of the young kids in here trying to negotiate deals, and because of their age, it happens to Gio all the time. He'll tell you. They tell him no, and I go in right behind him, and they tell me yes because I'm older. And I understand age discrimination. But the thing that should be uniting us is that we all have a need. Last I heard, don't you got rent?
Yeah.
Don't you have to pay to eat?
Yeah.
You have to put money to put gas in your car, don't you?
Mhm.
Anybody have a different way of living life? I think what should unite us is our needs, not our differences.
Agreed.
Everybody got to eat. Every kid should grow up with a chance to be anything they want to be because everybody's kid is the greatest. So
Well,
why
have
would
the
we
right to the
teach
pursuit of
hate?
happiness.
But why do we have to always go to the end line? I don't believe in gay. It's not your lips touching his. Who cares?
It's all these opinions, you know.
why?
Some people's opinions, they want them to be facts. That's what I've been seeing. I'll say the past. I'll say
They want to be right.
like they
Yeah.
want it to be right, and then they have a following that follows that opinion, and it really doesn't make any sense. But once, like I say, people put actual facts behind it, like you could just leave them. Of course, okay, you're this way, or you like your chocolate. No, you like your ice cream chocolate. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything about it, but I like vanilla.
If you say something enough and you find enough crooked academic people to support it, then
Yeah.
anything can become fact.
Correct.
Well, they say there's no saying that right is might. So if you think you're always right, you think you're all powerful. It's like a bully. A
Mhm.
bully picks on you because that's funny. A bully picks on you because he thinks that he can overpower you.
Yeah.
So when a bully gets punched in the face, you know, I tell you this story one time about 4 years ago, and you changed the subject. I'll never forget that. You remember that? I tell you, I was bullied in
oh yeah, you said that.
PS 109. This
Oh,
guy
so
used to
hard.
make me run home because he was a
That's
whole lot bigger
horrible.
than me.
Yeah.
It was horrible. He did it for a week. And I told my Juji, and Juji told my brother and my cousin. They said, I thought they were going to help me. They said, we're not going to help you. You got to stand up to a bully.
You were bullied a lot, and that makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Who wasn't?
Facts.
But he told me he hit the guy in the face, and he won't bother you ever again.
Did you?
I closed my eyes. I prayed to God. I punched it right in the nose. He went down like a sack of potatoes. I was shocked. Never bothered me again. Never bothered me again.
I mean, the fact that you were bullied so much as a kid, even in high school, you told us stories
That was
that are
sad.
so hurtful. That
That's nothing, honey. I got a story. That's nothing.
I gotta tell you, I cannot even believe that happened. Here I sit with you, this very influential,
Yeah.
successful man.
That's
in
because I
business
got
and
you
everything.
brainwashed.
You got us all. No, but truly, you are. And to think that you were bullied like that,
I was bullied. I was bullied a lot.
and if you were bullied because you're Hispanic,
My father
you know,
was.
you
may
don't
he rest
even
in
look
peace.
Hispanic. So imagine what's happening to the kids that are brown, that look brown of color,
Correct.
that look Hispanic, that are from maybe from Haiti, like JJ and things like that. I remember someone once called you a white CEO, and you looked at her and you said, "Honey, I am not white." But you're Hispanic, right? So you were that bullied because of whatever circumstances. Imagine what these other kids went through and are going through now.
Facts.
Or those that are different, those have different sexual inferences. Even at a young age, people are becoming more in touch with who their sexuality, what it is. And that bullying. I mean, what are our kids doing to each other that I'm hoping they learn, but apparently
It's the
they're
parents.
not learning.
It's the parents. You know, Pelham Bay was a predominantly white neighborhood when I was coaching. And do you remember the time that New York City won the Little League World Series? Remember that time? And they stripped the crown because the pitcher was 16, he wasn't 12?
No.
No.
Okay, so you guys
No.
look it up. The guy that approved that pitcher was me. I was on the board of Little League Baseball World Series, and they didn't have one Latino, Spanish-speaking coach.
You approved a 16-year-old you weren't supposed
And
to?
I went in and I went to the Dominican Republic and I got all the information and Everybody told me the kid is 12. Now, this guy was throwing 96 miles an hour, this little kid. He was throwing BBs. And his uncle came to me the night before. God is my witness. And he told me the kid is no good. I said, what? So I ran to Pelham Bay. I called Little League Baseball. I said, the kid is no good. Do you have evidence? Yeah, I got a family member. He would not come forward. After the World Series and they won the crown, it came out. And they stripped. It's the first time a Little League team was stripped. And
Did
I
that
think
come
they gave
back
it
to you?
Japan. No, they hit me away. They put me away. I lost my rights to coach again.
Wow.
Whoa.
I asked Freddie. They stripped me of my 12-year-old team. Now, I was trying to tell them, right? And they stripped me of it. So it happens at every age. You're 16. What are you doing playing Little League? Why are you being... that kid could have hurt somebody throwing that hard, right? And I couldn't... And he played in Pelham. I'll never forget the day he played. And I went, you ain't no way you're 16. He was like your size, a 16-year-old, a 12-year-old throwing BBs. But it's the parents, Dawn. Everybody wants to have that upper edge. Everybody. And they will do everything, anything, to do it. And this isn't about being good. It's not about being fair. They don't want to hurt anybody, but they want to get over.
It's a thought of, you want to get to the top, but you think you have to step on other people on the way up.
Oh, yeah.
There's that woman, the famous actress, who went to jail because she paid her kid's way into the school. That kid probably would have gotten into a great school otherwise, just not that exact school.
Got to be the best.
But you got to step on top of the other people, use the advantages you have in life to get ahead. Whereas, you don't think about all the people you're hurting on the way down.
Correct.
Now, wait until they have cars with the vaccine in the back. You go, yo, come here. I got vaccine. And they're going to be injecting water and all sorts of nonsense.
Well, Publix now in Florida and Palm Beach County apparently has
On schedule. I called.
67. I know they're full, but you're not over
They don't
65
They don't
yet
have
either.
it yet.
They're starting today. They're already full today.
No,
they have
but
it.
do they have it?
They have
I
it,
called. They told me they
But all
have
their
it.
appointments were taken for today. Registration opens up
You
back
gotta
up
be
for Friday.
65.
I was going to say, you
I
got to
don't
be
understand
65.
this.
You're not, because that's that first wave that gets it.
Yeah, it's a high risk.
And I got into an ugly argument. We did a show where I said I would give people the shot for free. People getting $100 an hour. I would do it for nothing, man. This is a crisis. No, Freddie, you're not a technician. I said, I'm not a what? Show me on your arm where I gotta go. I'm not gonna miss. You hit me here, boom.
Yeah, my arm's big enough. You're not going to miss anything.
What? You got people with small arms?
Yeah.
This guy no smaller than him.
No, I had a technician and it was worst needle that she used. She used the IV needle. She missed like around 6 times because she was having a deep
Taking blood
conversation.
out.
No, actually put me up to the IV.
Right, but this is not that. This is
Like-
putting a shot with a very small syringe in your
Correct,
arm.
Yeah,
yeah.
you can get it done at I've gotten shots at CVS.
And she went deep, and she
None of
was a
those from-
technician.
I'm gonna
Not
tell you
trained,
something.
but-
I would even let you inject me.
Okay.
I
just
would
have
let
to find-
anybody in this room inject me. You're not gonna miss. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my
But
life.
I
Well,
have to
There are-
say that we've come a long way in 10 months. We've dealt with this situation. Unfortunately, hundreds of thousands of people have passed and has disrupted lives and businesses. But as a country and in science and in the community, they have come up with not one vaccine, but at least 3, 4 vaccines that have been approved.
Yeah, well, you saw the
that are
last
going
one. I'm
forward.
not too happy with that.
But
That's the one I'm probably gonna get. 45%.
well, let's see how all that weighs out. But they have come together, and science and technology have come out, and they have come up with vaccines. They've come up with a situation that hopefully is going to help stop the spread of this and other. And other
We got to
strains
get
of
it out there.
But it's getting out there. I mean, little by little. 10 months ago, no one even knew. I mean, they knew from us, but they didn't share it with us. But there was no vaccine. And it's pretty. I actually saw a story, and I should share it. Amy, the mom from Kids in Cape, she posted a story. Did you see it?
No.
Oh, I saw
That
it.
one of the guys, the head of Pfizer, his parents were Holocaust survivors. And when all of these people were extinguished in the camps, his parents were one of the few that survived. And they moved to Israel. And then he was born in Israel. And then he moved to Florida, to United States. He married a Jewish woman. And he worked his way up. He went from veterinary medicine to science and research, and is now the head of Pfizer and is overseeing this new vaccine. and is saving lives all around the world and giving back. And the point was, as many people's lives were extinguished in Germany, or as many people that he is now hoping to save with this Pfizer vaccine. But again, it shows you that anybody can work their way up with a dream. And, you know, you always talk about, why me? Why did I survive? His grandparents, maybe why did they survive? And here he is now, giving back and saving all these lives, because everyone has a purpose. When you find that purpose to give back, I know, my silver lining. But there has been good that has come of this.
Of course it's good. Well, we're coming from the darkness.
We're coming through this.
But what I'm talking about is all the politics and the red tape that goes into administering the medicine.
Oh, do you know how many more other things are out there that aren't approved by the FDA?
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody, and she goes, yeah, I've got this, and this. It is not approved by the FDA in this country, in Canada. We can't use it here, there, or there. There are other things in other countries that are being used, but we're not allowing it in our country.
Well, I just want to work with what we got. And all I'm saying is if we don't have enough people out there to do the job, then we're going to have to come up with another plan.
There are. Actually, so PPP money is coming back out again. Check
Lot
your
of PP?
emails, because if you got it, you're getting another email from your bank saying you too can apply again.
Listen, it's going to be a great 2021. I said it before. It's going to get better. It's always the dark before the light. And the medicine is going to be out there. They're going to find different ways of administrating. And, you know, it's funny because a lot of people like yourself, you know, you're a healthy female, and you view things one way. And they're young and powerful, and they view things another way. And I know people that have heart disease, and I know people that have diabetes, and I know people who view this thing another way.
And I've got my parents that are viewing it. One views it one way. My mom just got her first vaccine, and my dad is waiting. So
And you go to see
everyone's
everybody's
got a
in a
different
different
viewpoint.
viewpoint.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is we all need it. See, the bottom line here is we don't look at the bottom line. We all need it. We all need to be vaccinated. Now there's a new thing that came out yesterday, which I hope is false. This is another one that now has mutated, and this won't cover it, and they have to come up with another shot. And it begins.
Well, it's you know, all I can tell you is there's always going to be news. There's always going to be bad news. You know, I live on my squash soup. Live on my squash soup.
We're done with that.
No, I got to tell you what happened.
No,
So the
we're
other
done with
day,
that.
I go to Publix to get more squash. They're out of squash. How can it be out of squash in the middle of January? It's not
It's
Thanksgiving.
a pandemic.
No, wait. It gets better. So then I'm thinking I'm going to go to other grocery stores looking for my squash. I get an email last night. There's a recall
On
of
squash.
my squash.
What's wrong with it? It
People
has-
are getting very sick from listeria and potentially ending up in the hospital and dying.
What the hell's listeria?
So you're worried about the vaccine
Wait a minute, what's
and
listeria?
COVID. People could die from squash soup.
What is listeria?
So I'm just telling you, it's out there. Listeria is a bacterial infection that you get from like foods. Like, you know, sometimes they come up with romaine and different E. coli.
That's
Listeria.
doo-doo.
Yeah. It's a bacterial.
What the hell does that come from?
Um,
Don't you boil your soup? I don't believe
it
it.
weakens the
Yes.
immune system. For people over 65, it can destroy
Over
your-
65.
Yeah, it
So
can-
there's my squash soup
Yeah.
story. It could happen
I'm
any which way.
done with your squash soup. I'm done.
Don't worry, I'm not bringing it
Because
for
you
you
bought that
anymore.
green thing.
I'm not bringing you squash soup anymore. I know Teddy said I should learn from the
Yeah.
spackle. The spackle should teach us.
Yeah,
Just-
it comes
I'm
with
just saying,
everything,
good
though.
lesson.
Right?
It comes with everything. Oh my gosh. It comes with everything that has to do with the stomach, diarrhea, pain, aches, fever. This is a
It's like Montezuma's revenge on steroids.
So there are people that are eating squash going, maybe I've got COVID. No, your squash is
no,
probably
it's a
recalled.
squash. Yeah.
Your squash has been recalled. Put the spoon
Comes with
down.
everything.
I got an email from Instacart. Your squash has been recalled.
That's horrible.
I know. It's a good thing I couldn't
Can you
get it.
imagine? You're eating squash and somebody in the air goes, "Don't eat that!"
And then you get a stiff neck. You're like,
Oh my
going
God,
on?
I'm not feeling good.
My one staple in life that gets me through has been recalled. So what can I tell you?
It goes to show you.
It goes to show you. No,
You're
sure
gonna.
does.
Can't you make like a pear soup or something?
I gotta get a real squash. I can't use any.
A
like,
real squash.
You know,
Why
like
don't
a
you
whole
grow your
squash.
own? You got a backyard, don't you? Grow your own
So I gotta.
squash.
You never try to cut into a squash.
Oh,
No.
they suck to
The
have to
butternut
cut up,
squash
yeah.
are so hard to cut into. They're big.
Use an electric.
I need a machete.
No, use an electric
chainsaw. You want a
chainsaw.
chainsaw.
It's a
It's just to
chainsaw.
show you. Don't eat squash.
Give it a slick
Take your
chainsaw.
romaine lettuce.
chainsaw.
Turns into Texas Massacre. Just the one squash.
Doesn't a squash have like seeds and stuff inside of it?
Yeah.
A lot of seeds, right?
Yeah.
It's like a pumpkin.
Yeah. Pumpkin kind of squash. Yeah.
Put it in the oven, soften it up a little bit.
So I've tried all those things. So it'll be. I'll have to document the squash situation tonight when I go to the grocery store.
That's hilarious.
Only me, I know. But
Only
clearly
you.
not only me. I'm like, why is there so much broccoli and zucchini and no squash? Now I know why.
Can they recall broccoli too? Because if they do, I'm gonna die.
Well, it depends on
It's the only thing I
It
like.
depends on where it's coming from. Same thing with romaine. They recall the romaine at a point in
Yeah.
time.
The lettuce, yes, because it was doo-doo. People don't wash their hands.
It's a whole nother thing. Is what you wash. You gotta wash everything.
And they go pick the romaine with dirty hands.
You just go straight to the doo-doo.
It's the doo-doo.
Wait till you teach
Doo-doo.
your grandsons to be potty trained. Can you imagine you?
Yeah,
They
so
do.
when you go, you gotta go wash your hands. You go, you gotta wash your hands. These guys are in the fields.
They
and
go
they don't
and then they wash
their
their hands.
Can't wait till you're teaching those boys potty training. Is everyone potty trained yet?
I don't
He's
know.
the first one. No, Joey might be.
I think they started with Ro.
Well, he's almost 3, so yeah. But Joey will be next.
Chia still isn't potty trained.
Our executive producer. He's hilarious. Is all I can tell you.
So wait a minute. There's some before we end the show. There's some in the news. Unfortunately, the New York Mets lose the Springer. Yeah, you're in the right place.
Maybe.
Springer sweepstakes.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys this.
You gotta guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Alvis, my sister.
My condolences. How are you?
How you doing?
Good morning. That's your sister?
Yep.
You're in the
Nice to
right
meet you.
place.
You're in the right place.
I was lost. I'm like, what kind of creepy place he sent me this time?
Creepy place. You
That would
sound
be your
just like
sister.
Them big facts.
Holy smokes!
That
Breaking
would be your
news.
sister. We're on air, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, you can have a seat. Yeah, you can have a seat.
And just gotta put your mask back on. If you're gonna sit over there, would be great. Is she? Are you interviewing her today?
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh, should be a good show.
Or any fun question you want to ask me about him?
Oh, that should be so much fun. Also.
Woof.
I didn't think that there were two of him.
Jenny, there's 2.
There's 2. It comes in deuce.
I'm gonna go try.
So the Mets lose out. The Mets lose.
I'm the fun one.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, let's make a debate on it.
We'll see.
Wow.
It is.
Wow. Are you the older sister?
Yes.
How much older?
A year and a half.
Wow, they talk the same too.
I'm
They,
gonna
they
tell
have
you.
the same mannerisms.
Bigs.
We're both from Queens, New York. We're
Really? Queens?
theater kids.
All right.
What do you do for a living?
Actually, I'm a veterinarian assistant.
Let's give her a
Talking
mic.
to the microphone. Or-
Talking to
I'll
that
give you
microphone
some-
right there.
That microphone's good. That microphone.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. What do you do for a living?
So I'm a veterinarian assistant, still in college, and I'm also studying to be a dietitian.
What college are you going to?
Well, right now I'm in Palm Beach State because it's cheaper right now. It's like closer and cheaper,
You
and
guys talk the same.
You guys, do you know that you're just like your brother? You have mannerisms. It's like looking in the mirror.
if I get $1 for every time
They tell you that.
I hear that, I would actually be a veterinarian by now.
Do you know he acts like you because you're older, so he's copying
Yeah, he's
you.
copying you.
I don't know if it's copy. It must be genetics.
Nah, well, during when we were younger, our parents our parents were going through a divorce, and so we were sent to Brazil this is when Vinny was developing his speaking habits.
He doesn't
As-
have any.
No, this is when that was speaking happened. I was still a 4-year-old at that time, and I was the only one who was able to communicate with him because he knew mostly English, and luckily I understand Portuguese. I'm able to speak Portuguese, so I feel like that's how we were.
But it's the mannerisms. You talk like he talks. You act, your hands, the movement, your eyes, the smile, the whole nine.
yeah.
I feel like I'm walking
Wait.
to the Twilight Zone.
Making it
Oh
double.
God!
Hey,
Imagine
hey,
our
I'll meet you at the
parents.
bar.
Maybe we should bring our
Too
parents
far.
in. You can see where we
Oh,
get
I
it
would
from.
like to see your parents too. Because my goodness, and you must be like your mom. You told me, right? You and your mom are
Here
alike.
and there.
That should be a fun. Look at you. You're lighting up the board here. Yeah,
No,
you gotta check-
but
Goodness.
I feel like the only time when people who doesn't know us or meet us for the first time would assume I'm his girlfriend, that was weird.
I would do that too. I would assume that.
Or people assume, but you look Hispanic. He looks Jewish.
Oh yeah, I can say that.
I can say
yeah,
that
I
too.
can say that. I can say that.
I gotta go wash my eyes out. Wow. That's good. And
say
they
that.
have to
Yeah.
say it.
They talk. I can't even believe it's
So-
like you could be twins.
Oh God.
Yes.
Yeah. For
You
How
put
many
a
times I
dress
have to
on-
hear
You
that?
guys are roommates,
Four?
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Fun.
Actually, we get along better than most siblings.
That's awesome.
You're the same person. How can they not get along?
You imagine
You
you guys
could
like a comedy show.
actually, according to psychology, you will get along with people who are you will not get along with someone who's most likely like you.
Can we do a comedy show today with these two?
You know, you should do a show called Me and Her because you guys are like
Yeah.
unbelievable, the same.
For
this is-
sure.
what
But-
time is your show?
10.
10:30. 10?
10:30.
10:30.
Go 10.
Thank you for
10?
having me.
All right, so let's end early because I don't want to miss this. Where is it at? Where do you see it on Facebook? No pun.
No pun necessary.
No pun necessary.
On
Necessary.
Facebook, I want to see
2020
this.
Vision.
This
It'll be
is
on
gonna
2020 Vision, 2020 YouTube.
It's gonna be all over the place.
Yeah.
This is, what is the light?
What are you doing tomorrow night at 5:30?
I'll be good tomorrow night.
What are you doing tomorrow night at 5:30?
Working.
Ted, are you here tomorrow at 5:30?
I'll be good.
Is Val here? I want to do an after hours with you guys post inauguration. I don't want to do it. I want you to do an after hours post inauguration show if you can come at 5:30 because I
Yes.
think it's really important to get it into a later demographic. And the morning 2020 isn't always quite the vision that I have for the after hours.
I got you.
Whoever can come in from our crew to do it because I think it's important to get your generation, your voices heard, especially after today. I think it's one of these most timely opportunities that you don't have after tomorrow. So I think it's important to do it.
All right,
You won't be here. Or you might be here. No, you won't be.
I'll be some.
won't
You'll be somewhere.
I don't hide.
You can come too.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, everyone. Have a great morning. Stay tuned to History in the Making today. I believe festivities start at 10:30. So no pun intended coming to you at, or no pun necessary. Right?
No
on-
pun.
No pun.
We
Dot,
don't know
dot.
what the ending is.
Dot,
No
dot.
pun blank.
Have a good morning, everyone. Just see you in a little bit. Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.